Coming up on Point News, it's not just winter out there, it's flu season. Find out one reason why this year's flu is hanging around. Also, find out why clubs at Point Park will be getting less money to do the activities that they've been able to do in the past. The Pittsburgh Steelers dishing out a lot of dollars for a piece of Pittsburgh history? Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon. I'm Jessica Oshao.
And I'm Caroline Collins. Allegheny County is experiencing the worst flu season we've seen in years. With a confirmed 15 deaths and nearly 4,000 cases, the flu doesn't seem to be stopping just yet.
Point News reporter Brittany Lawfer shows us what we can do to protect against this flu.
Season and the number of influenza deaths and cases continue to rise. While the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention acknowledges complications with the flu vaccine, officials there are still encouraging people to get one. According to the CDC, there are 4 strains of the flu that the vaccine covers, including the H1N1 virus from 2 years ago. However, the strain that is most active in the country does not seem to be covered by the vaccine.
One of the subtypes of the type A virus, which is called H3N2, seems to have shifted, and therefore the ability for the current vaccine to do the kind of coverage that we would like to see was limited. I think we've heard anywhere from 40 to 60% type of coverage.
According to the ACHD, with this limited coverage, people who have been vaccinated may still get the flu.
There are several ways to fight the flu, including washing your hands often, covering your mouth when sneezing and coughing, and doctors say if you're sick, it is best to stay home.
The CDC and ACHD still encourage people of all ages to receive the flu vaccine because it does provide coverage to the other strains and some coverage to the H3N2 virus. Despite this advice, everyone has their own opinions.
I didn't get it because I figured it was just kind of pointless, considering that last year I didn't get a flu shot and I wasn't sick.
Well, I got the flu shot because I get it every year. Never had the flu, so I figured might as well keep the streak going until I get it.
The flu vaccine may not fully protect against the H3N2 virus, but it still lessens its effects.
I wish I did get it this year because I did get sick for probably 10 days, and if I did get the flu shot, I probably wouldn't have got as sick as I did.
However, I think if we did not have the vaccine and people weren't getting vaccinated, it would be an even worse season.
Point Park University students can receive the flu vaccine at the downtown Rite Aid or CVS pharmacies. Reporting for Point News, I'm Brittany Lawfer.
A major priority on college campuses is keeping students safe and the faculty safe. This week, Point News sat down with Point Park security officials to see what the university is doing to prepare our campus for an emergency.
Firearm, baton, tourniquet.
Guns, bulletproof vests, police officers on the ready are patrolling colleges around the country. Even private colleges like Point Park University are beefing up their security with a staff of officers.
Point Park Police were all Act 120 certified municipal police, the same arrest powers as everyone has in their hometown. So it's exactly the same as people's hometowns, police officers. It's just we're police here for Point Park University.
The officers here on campus undergo several hours of training, most recently a training called ALICE that educates schools on how to alert, lock down, inform, counter, and evacuate.
It actually teaches the students and the faculty how to keep themselves safe and barricade. It's different scenarios and situations, but it was a real good training that I'm going to implement here at Point Park.
Sergeant Black tells me he wants students and faculty members to know how to get in contact with the police. You should locate the red phones in all the buildings around campus. Pick them up and dial 2222 to reach the campus officers. If you're walking on campus and you come across an emergency, pull out your cell phone and text 412 COPS tip. You can text the cops your emergency that way. Also, you can call the cops at 412-392-3960 and tell them your emergency that way. Also, you should know where all of the emergency call boxes are. Just at the push of the help button, officers will arrive immediately.
With all the advances in security and the presence of the officers who've only been patrolling for 4 years now, the students can feel comfortable when walking around the downtown campus.
I think it's really good that they're here because I feel really safe as a commuter when I'm leaving late at night from the library or something. I feel like them being here just negates all the problems that could potentially happen.
Sergeant Black tells me that the campus officers go through yearly active shooter training, night shooting preparation, and firearms training, so they're prepared to handle any situation.
Point Park's United Student Government has had to make some tough financial decisions this semester. Members of many university clubs say they've received less funding than in the past. The USG board says it tries to distribute money as evenly as possible, but this year there are actually more groups that are asking for money. That means each club is getting fewer funds. But if club leaders have an issue, they do have another option.
On the budget cuts and sort of present their case, tell them about their situation or any issues that they might have, and the funding committee may reconsider their budget and give them some more money. But if not, then they can just request more money for the next funding period.
USG is currently discussing budget revisions, and the next funding period begins in March.
Coming up on Point News, Point Park's student-run TV station is looking for help.
See what you can do to get involved with UView. Plus, we check into the students who are keeping their New Year's resolutions, how they're managing to stay healthy despite their busy schedules.
We are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't get it confused.
Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
To me, freedom of speech means there are no barriers to voice opinions. Communication is key to a functioning society and relationships in those societies. I believe our forefathers gave us this right, so if concerns or problems arise, we have the right to respectively use words, aids, and body language to give our message. Compromise may not always be met, but when it does meet, it opens up the world to new ideas, relationships, and makes the world become a happier place.
With the new semester underway, Point Park's student-run television station, UView, has a lot of opportunities for students wanting to get real hands-on experience. UView features 4 shows, including news, sports, and entertainment. A 5th is about to begin. From day one, students work behind the scenes to get the shows on the air. They also get a chance to be in front of the camera. UView advisor Professor Robin Chekla says they're always looking for new talent.
New students should get involved with UView right away. They can come to the involvement fair right at the start of the semester in the fall and sign up, come to the very first meeting, and right away get their hands in and start doing things.
Students can become involved with UView simply by showing up to the studio in University Center during one of the shows or by emailing uview@pointpark.edu.
The Steelers and the Rooney family are already a part of Pittsburgh history, but now the team is paying a lot of money to restore a piece of Pittsburgh's past that many people never knew existed. Sitting in storage for more than a decade, this sculpture shows frontiersman Christopher Geist and Seneca leader Gaius Stua kneeling on either side of Pittsburgh's city coat of arms. This piece will finally be brought back out after 35 years and on display for the public to see.
You know, I think that's a lot of money, but really with the symbolism of our city and how much it probably represents Pittsburgh, I wasn't around at that time. I think it's very great that they're willing to do that and spend that kind of money on a new statue.
The Manchester Bridge was opened in August 1915 and closed in 1969 after the opening of the Fort Pitt Bridge. The sculpture was then put into storage when the bridge was demolished in 1970. The footing of the bridge was the only surviving piece. Located near the south end zone of Heinz Field, it was later carved into the home of the Fred Rogers statue. The 13 by 37-foot sculpture will be placed on a stone base with rust-colored Corten steel and taking its new home near Stage AE and the North Shore at Art Rooney Avenue.
I think it's very symbolic for the city to have something brought back into restoration like that, so I think it's great that they're doing that.
Construction is expected to take place between May and August.
Coming up, temperatures in the teens. We'll see if the weekend has warmer temperatures in store.
Winter is a prime sports season. Find out what's going on with Point Park's men and women's basketball team.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I had a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean the questions?
It's
It's always a question. It's always a... What? Where is he? Blaine! 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 Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
Do you know all the things you can do with your student ID? Along with getting discounts to some of the restaurants around campus. Showing your Point Park ID can net you deals on tickets at theaters in the Cultural District. To check out all the current options, just search Student Discounts on the Point Park University homepage.
An expression, a belief, a symbol, freedom to worship, an unspoken word. To express yourself means standing up for what you believe in. There's a freedom to worship and freedom to live. To speak never saying a word, to love, to let your voice be heard. The light of your own path. For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
New Year's resolutions are a popular tradition, from eating healthier and hitting the gym to donating to charity. We caught up with some Point Park students to see what they're doing differently in the new year.
Is to call my mom more because I'm from St. Louis, so I don't get to see her a lot while I'm away at school.
My New Year resolution is to spend more time on homework.
My New Year's resolution is to stay up to date with the global and national news and read the Wall Street Journal at least once a day.
About the time of year when those New Year's resolutions start to fade.
And exercising more usually tops those lists, but finding time to go to the gym can be hard, especially with busy semester schedules. Point Park News reporter Maggie McCauley found out how students are managing.
Some students are having trouble making this a priority with busy schedules, including classes, jobs, internships, etc. So I talked to some students to see how they made fitness a priority.
Marketing major Olivia Klock squeezes in gym time almost every day. She says one thing keeps her coming back.
Look at pictures from last year, and I don't want that to happen again, so I try to work out probably an hour and a half or 2 hours every day. I usually do at least an hour of cardio, and then a lot of stuff working out my legs and abs.
Some students have built-in breaks with their schedule, so that makes gym planning come a little bit easier. But others have to schedule a workout just like they do their classes. That's the case for musical theater major Christopher Williams.
I cheated when I set up my schedule. My days start at 8 a.m., but I'll end before 1 p.m. I lift weights, cardio, depending on if I feel really, really spunky, I'll get on Jacob's Ladder, but not tonight.
Broadcast major Caitlin Caborciero works at the gym. She sees firsthand when the gym is at its busiest, in the evening.
I would say the most busiest times is when I am working in the evenings. When I work 6 to 11s, there are always, the teams come in, like cheerleaders tonight, they're on Monday. They usually come in around 7, I want to say, 7 or 8, and they work out till close. And then the baseball players come in every day around 6.
Caitlin says she noticed that things have slowed down from the beginning of the semester when New Year's resolutions were a prime priority to now. She believes students are juggling so much during the day that they are too tired to go to the gym at night. The Student Center hours are 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. on the weekdays and limited hours on the weekends. These students are making fitness a priority, and so can you. Reporting for Point News, I'm Maggie McCauley.
Gym opening at 6 a.m. You want to go tomorrow morning with me?
Oh man, it is important to get that exercise in though, I must say.
It really is. Many people gathered in Puxatawny Monday to await the anticipated verdict of whether we'll see another 6 weeks of winter or if spring is right around the corner.
A lot of winter weather sports, really. And I love the winter weather sports: skiing, snowmobiling, ice fishing. A lot of winter weather sports. Really happy that we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter.
Puxatawny Phil, the furry fortune teller, saw his shadow, meaning another 6 weeks of winter is headed our way. We caught up with that fellow Pittsburgher who said that he doesn't mind the snow at all.
I love the winter, and I love the winter weather sports: skiing, snowmobiling, ice fishing. A lot of winter weather sports. Really happy that we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter.
Now that we have the 6-week outlook thanks to Phil, let's check in with Brittany Lauper to see what the weekend will look like. Brittany.
Thanks, Caroline. Punxsutawney Phil may have been right in his prediction of 6 more weeks of winter. As we look at today's forecast alone, only a high of 17 degrees, and we hit that a few hours ago. Currently, it's around 13, 14 degrees, and it's dropping to 12 degrees for your commute home. Don't worry, looking ahead at our weekend outlook, it's going to continue to move up from there, hitting 27 degrees of a high on Friday and a low of 25 with a bit of sun and clouds. Saturday will be perfect for any outdoor activities. Go ice skating at PPG with a friend because it's going to be nearly 40 degrees. And you can build a snowman with that last bit of snow because on Sunday, though, it's only a high of 45 degrees, but there'll be some precipitation. So if you do head outside, make sure you grab an umbrella. At least we won't be experiencing any of that freezing rain we've been seeing lately. That's all I have for your weather outlook. Let's send it over to sports with Olivia Fisher.
Thanks, Brittany. Point Park's men's basketball team is looking to get back on track this Saturday against IU East after their last game against KIAC rival IU Southeast. The Pioneers led the Grenadiers by as many as 10 points with a 7:36 time left to play. But the Grenadiers finished the game with a 20-8 run to win with a score of 79-77. That game pushed the Pioneers to an 11-9 overall record and 3-4 record in conference play. The women's basketball team brought home a big conference win this week against the Carlos Celtics. The 75-64 victory puts them in second place in the North Division of the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The leading scorers for the Pioneers were Kelly Johnson with a career high of 33 points, Carly Force with 18, and Janiah McFadder with 9 points. The Pioneer women also forced 24 turnovers. They now hold an impressive overall record of 20-2 on the season. Up next is a conference road match versus Indiana University East this Sunday at 1 p.m.
That does it for this week's Point News. Be sure to join us next Thursday live at 2 p.m.
Have a great week, everybody.